Hey there everybody, welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. This is Spiraling Helix. Last time we made our way through the end of the world and made it to the final rest, just before the final boss fight. This time I'm not gonna do that. I am going to be taking on the Hades Cup. So you might be wondering, why am I going in here? Well, believe it or not, there is still a unique Heartless of this world. Here it is, the Neo Shadow. This is easily the toughest Heartless that we'll ever be fighting, or we've ever fought. Now, there are 7 Neo Shadows, and it will do different attacks depending on how many are alive. Now, this changes when there are only 4 left, when there are 2 left, and when there's just 1 left. And I'm going to get into those later attacks a bit soon when we get to them. But the Neo Shadow, it acts like a very strong shadow, but they attack Sora together. They use strategy, which you'd never seen of before. Anyway, but wow, a lot of tech points. I do have 2 tech boosts on. Okay, so this is stage 2. This is when they go underground and then they appear out of these portals randomly. So 9 portals will appear and they pick a random one. When they land on the ground, that's the only time you can hurt them, although you can maybe get them into combo if you're good enough. Now that there's only 2 left though, one will disappear. I need to focus on killing the other one, but the one that disappears will come out of the ground like so eventually. Now, the final attack. This is going to try and spawn 6 other Neo Shadows here. Like the 6 again. I want to avoid fighting that one and focus on taking out these other Neo Shadows that are about to appear from the portals. And now I can focus on this one. If I don't take care of the other ones quickly enough, then 6 more will spawn and I have to fight them again. Now, I only need 1 Stormy Stone, that is of course the item it drops. And with that, again, I did a little bit of off-screen item gathering, although it didn't go on for the extent of the last one, thank goodness, so I think I only got 1 level up actually, which was Strength. But we're going to take these back to the item synthesis, as we can finish making everything there is and get a pretty cool reward. I hope. So here I am in the item synthesis shop. So let's talk to this Moogle. Let's synthesize. And as you can see, I can't craft dark matters, but I planned for that. So I'll craft everything else, and I can craft dark matters here. So I'll craft a few of them, and now I can craft this. I planned everything out. Now that we have crafted everything, first of all, let's check. We do have a power-up that we can use. And in terms of equipment, first of all, I want to talk to you again. Let's see, we got a ribbon, that's good. Cosmic Arts, okay, they're the 2 I'm looking out for. So ribbon and Cosmic Arts. Okay, where are they? So here's the ribbon. So it reduces all elemental damage by 20%, but that's all it does, so it's not too good. Cosmic Arts though, greatly raises HP, MP, and AP. So, if we talk to this Moogle over here... wait, what? Oh, okay, so there are 3 more. I didn't realize this. I'm gonna have to cut this out and get more materials. Sorry! But let's go through the materials first. We have the Phantasister, which is one of the best weapons for Donald. The 7 Elements, again one of the best weapons for Goofy. And we have the Ultima weapon. This is by far the best weapon for Sora. I need 3 Dark Matters, 3 Stormy Stones, another 2 Serenity Powers, 4 more Mystery Goos. Really? Mystery Goos? You know what? I think I'll save them for a bonus episode. Let's get into what this episode is all about. We're going to take on the Hades Cup. in the Olympus Coliseum. This is no easy thing to do. The Olympus Coliseum is, I'm going to say, the toughest world in the game. Even more so than the end of the world, simply because of these later challenges it throws at us. Now the Hades Cup is especially important because it gives us 3 upgraded magic spells, I think, leaving the only magic spell that isn't fully upgraded being Stop. Now, Stop I received from a secret boss that is in Neverland, and I'll cover that in a bonus episode, so we're not technically gonna end off with all spells maxed out. But I think that's fine. So let's start the Hades Cup. And thankfully, if every 10th seed I beat, I can start at the next 10th level. Because there are 50 seeds. 50! That's heaps. And all the enemies are scaled up. Even, like, they might be weaker than, like, the end of the world enemies that we fought in all those portals. But they're all scaled up quite well, like to the same level, roughly. And there are a few other bonus fights thrown in here and there to make things tougher. And I'm not going to speed up the footage at all, because this whole episode's based on this. Now, there is one other reason why I'm doing this now. Under any other circumstance, I'd actually show this off as a bonus episode, and we'd be watching the final cutscenes in the game for the final boss. However, there are secret endings in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and to unlock the endings in each of the games, usually it has different requirements depending on the difficulty you're in. Now, first of all, you can already see the red armors making a return from the Field Cup. Of course, not a challenge at all. Anyway, but as I was saying, there are secret endings. In this one, on Proud Mode, the only requirements is to seal the keyhole in all worlds, including the 100 Acre Wood, and then to win the Hades Cup. Those are the only requirements, I think, in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on Proud Mode. Now, did you really have to cast Stop Donald? Really? Now, if you were playing on beginner mode, you straight up cannot see the secret ending. And if you were playing on standard mode, you would have to complete Jiminy's journal and basically 100% the entire game. Also, worth noting, again, Olympus Coliseum, we will be coming across mushrooms, and although they do have mystery goos, which I kind of want to grab actually, it's just, they don't drop items. So, although the Mad Truffle I did just fight might have been good for experience, that's all it would have been good for, and I already have enough. Anyway, we have a fight against Yuffie, just by herself this time, and really she's not going to be a problem at all, I don't think, especially if we get her stuck in a corner. But as you can see, she also has powerful moves, much like Leon and Cloud, and basically this Shuriken will always be flying around. So as I was saying with the secret ending, because you were... Oh, Goofy got a shield from that. Oh, okay. Anyway, stop interrupting me, game. So, the secret ending, unlocking that on Proud Mode. Now that, you might also need to like save all 100 Dalmatians in the process, but we've already done that. And I want to show them all off for you guys anyway. But I really wanted to complete the Hades Cup beforehand, as it's a nice challenge before the final boss, which probably won't be a challenge at this rate. Although the secret bosses definitely will be. Anyway, but... I'm sorry, I was focusing a little bit too much for something so easy there. Oh, I've taken a lot of damage. Wow. Yeah, we did, Goofy! I'm waving my arms about, like you can see me, but you can't. And wow, a lot of different Heartless here. But we're going through this a lot quicker than I thought we would be, so maybe I was worrying about this a bit too much. So the two things I wanted to show off, one, the item synthesis. Now, at the very least, I've shown off all it has to offer, even if I can't actually make the last 3 things. But just quickly, you will get this brief cutscene letting you know you have completed 10 rounds, you're on to the next set, and we have the Behemoth. Except it's a lie. This isn't the Behemoth, or the Arc Behemoth actually. This is the Omega Behemoth, or the Behemoth Omega. This is the tough, like again, it's not much tougher than the original Behemoth we fought in the final Keyhole. Except it's been around for a bit longer than that one, so it's powered up itself a bit over time. It's much bigger, I think, at least it seems bigger. It has more health. It's actually got some of the most health of any creature or boss in the game. And both Donald and Goofy are dead as always. Dodge. And of course its attacks are probably gonna hurt more. So I wanted to really show off the Hades Cup as well, just because that way I wouldn't have to like plug in the secret ending at the end of the bonus episode. Plus, I think the very important thing with the secret ending is that it also includes a little, it shows some stats of your gameplay throughout the whole game, so like how long it took me, how many times I died. Too many times. Too many times. Anyway, here we go. Oh, you're so close to dying this time. Oh, and lightning can strike you if you're on its back. Quick, before he turns, because it's hard to stay on him. There we go. 600 points, and Donald cured me right at the end. Nice. Onwards! And for defeating the Behemoth, we get Blizzard upgraded to its maximum potential. Although I haven't used Blizzard for a long time. Oh, maybe it just showed off... Oh, it showed off that cutscene beforehand because the stadium changed. Much like Cerberus, where we could access the whole stadium, we could then. Anyway, this would actually be a decent place to show off Blizzard if we didn't one-shot these Heartless. Wow. I mean, I know they're weak and use ranged attacks, but still. Anyway, going good. So, in terms of getting the Ultimate Keyblade, I might grab it in a bonus episode. It'll probably help with one of the secret bosses. But I'm not really too worried about it. And wow, took out so many of those Blizzard things. And in terms of late game leveling up, so like a nice place to level up before the end of the world, but after Hollow Bastion events happened, is in Traverse Town, or pretty much anywhere, because all the Heartless are so much stronger and give you lots of experience. And we got the full red armor here. Nice. He's going to go down really quickly. Come on. I want to see how quickly I can take this guy down. Come on, please. There we go. So quick. And interesting. So if you take out the torso first, then the other limbs keep attacking. I never actually knew about that. So here we go, we have a black fungus, and oh, that's not nice, having all of these green requiems there. Oh well, he should take as long as they normally do, but, oh please, oh nice, didn't let him get poison off once. That's really good, probably because there's only one. And flat arena, no obstacles, I can bonk off. Or clink off, I don't know what to say. Die! Everything die, even the pod spiders die in like one hit. Sorry for over leveling, guys, I thought this would be a lot tougher. Don't worry though, if any of you know the franchise, those secret bosses, I'm talking them up so much, because they're tough. Anyway, we have Stealth Sneak, And I'm going to focus on the green Requiems first as always. Or not, please. So, okay. So Stealth Sneak is the only thing left. Of course it is invisible. But after attacking it enough, we will find out that Stealth Sneak is actually not Stealth Sneak. It's a different Heartless entirely. I can't remember the name. Use lightning. Oh no, you're really... Why can't you just die? I'm getting finishers off on you as well. Oh, maybe it just needs to die after that attack. Anyway, I can't remember what that one's called. Sorry guys. I'm sure the bio came up briefly for you there though. Actually no, maybe not. I don't think I'll make a bio of that. Because we've seen Stealth Sneak before. I didn't show one off for red armor. That'd be a bit unfair. And in that same matter of fact, I won't show off that Omega Behemoth. Anyway, we're going good. We're going fine, no troubles. And we have plenty of elixirs and mega elixirs if we need them later on. So many wizards and shadows. That's probably one of the things I have a problem with all late game enemies, except the defender, I think. All the late game enemies can disappear. Like after Neverland, that is. Like the wizard can disappear, the dark balls can disappear. The wyverns can just go so high you can't hit them. Except with thunder or gravity. The angel stars can block all damage, so it may as well, like, just disappear. Thankfully though, the dark balls aren't actually so bad as I can stay locked onto them after they disappear. I still think the search ghosts are the worst. Anyway, so another thing to make a note about in the Colosseum, actually in Jiminy's journal. So speaking of secret endings and like how standard mode you do, I thought it teleported away again, but in standard mode you do have to complete the journal. That is harder in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix in my opinion. And I do think you're better off actually doing a Proud Mode playthrough like I am to see the secret ending. Because it's just the Hades Cup you have to worry about and then you're good. Anyway, the reason why I also probably worried about things too much, and the reason why I did item synthesis is because I knew it would get me the levels just trying to hunt down all the items. I didn't expect it to get me this many levels and this strong, although that's probably gonna work out better in the bonus episodes. But we're fighting Cerberus. He's a lot easier this time. I should cast Arrow. That'll make things so much quicker. Prevents knockback and actually deflects some of Cerberus's bites. I say prevents knockback. Gets knocked back immediately. And I just remembered we have an ability that I haven't showed off. We have a few actually. One of them is Blitz, which is a finisher to a combo. Oh, nice. So it's... Oh, he probably started moving again because he's a boss when stop was used on him. But one of them's a finishing combo, which is called Blitz. It's basically strong. For defeating Cerberus, though, Thunder is finally upgraded. That makes me so happy because I love using Thunder. It's great on finishing off enemies or bosses, especially like Leon, Cloud, and Yuffie. Here we're seeing a lot of pirates and air enemies. I assume we'll be seeing a few wyverns. Actually, no, they might be in the later rounds. The wyverns, defenders, and all of that. Anyway. So let's talk about the materials from item synthesis while I'm going through all of this. So of course I did a lot of it off screen, so you guys who might be playing along are going like, but where do I find the materials for it? So I think now's the best time to to put in all of the info on like roughly where you can get some of the materials. I won't go through them all, but I'll go through some of the harder to get. I knew he was gonna disappear. But some of the more obscure materials, or the ones you need to really focus on more. So first off, I'll go through these stones. Now the power stones you can find in Traverse Town from the Sniper Wilds. You need to defeat at least 6 of them, so defeat the group of 3 that, like all of the group of 3 that appears to, in order to have a chance of getting the material. And that went by really quickly. With fighting sniper wilds, a very good technique is to use stop on the others. I tried it before, but I only had like the first stop, so it didn't last at all. But stop is very useful. But here we have an interesting battle. We have an unknown amount of shadows, and it's also the first case of spawning enemies in the Olympus Coliseum. So we're just fighting heaps and heaps of shadows. I'm gonna use Thunder to see if it's effective. It's pretty good actually. But yeah, so there's an unknown number of shadows that spawn. It didn't seem to be too much this time, but I'm sure we'll be seeing a few more matches like that. Anyway, so that's the Power Stone. Also, quick note, you remember that you have to enter from the first district for them to spawn. Now, the Fury Stone is the one that appears in Wonderland and is dropped by the Gigas Shadows. Now, you have your minimum chance for it dropping is to defeat 3 of the 7 Gigas Shadows, and it drops after the 7th one is either defeated or disappeared. And a good strategy is again running around, let your allies deal some of the damage, lower their health, and then cast a few thunders here and there. And here we actually have opposite armor, and this is actually the opposite armor we fought back in Traverse Town, because they didn't convert the red armor into the opposite sort again. And it's actually taking quite a few hits, wow. I did not expect it to take so many hits. Arrow uses up so much magic. Oh, Goofy with the MP gift there. Thank you. Anyway, just keep focusing on him. Where's the head? Oh, there's the head. The head must have separated somehow. Anyway, come on. Come on. Arrow's also really helpful because it deals some damage. There we go. Just disappears like poof, gone. So, again, so pick off all the Gigas Shadows with lightning once they're weak. Dodge roll is your friend there. So next up we have, in Deep Jungle, we have the Lightning Stone that is dropped by the Black Ballad in the Bamboo Grove, I think it is. Now, good strategy there. You only need 4 hits on it, but that's the one where it spawns copies of itself and you need to track down the right one when it's moved. A good strategy is, I can actually show it off here, just pause buffering like this, and you'll see it dart around, and you can, it might help you make it easier to see it moving around, although it can still be a bit tricky sometimes when it, if it overlaps with another copy. But that's pretty much it for that one. So, Olympus Coliseum, of course, does not have a unique Heartless, in the sense that they don't drop any materials. Anyway, here we go. Starting to see a lot of the later game enemies now. And so, Agrabah's the next world. That is, of course, the Mithril Stone dropped by the Pot Scorpion. And that spawns over in front of the palace. And nothing's playing nice with me here. And the trick to that is you can move the pots around that appear just by walking into them. The one that doesn't move is the Pot Scorpion. Destroy all the others, increases your chances of the item dropping. And then just guard the attacks appropriately or use arrow. Now we have a tough fight here. This is Cloud and Leon. I'm going to focus on Leon first, because he will actually power up his sword quite soon, I think. Anyway, this is a tough fight, and I should cast arrow whenever I don't have it up. I say it's tough. I've been saying a lot of things late game are tough. Okay, he's powered up now. We're doing little bits of damage. And I'm gonna heal. Healing doesn't do as much as I thought. Oh well, it still helps me from not dying. And he's only on 1 bar left. Of course, Cloud's being annoying as well. But he's not too bad. we can stay away from him, and as long as we have arrow up, he doesn't actually stun us or knock us back a little bit. So Leon's almost down. Just a few more hits. No, 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 no. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Oh, Cloud came down right after that heal. Oh, wow. I never want that to happen again. So, Cloud is weaker. He does take more hits. But then there is this phase. This is why I was fighting Leon first. No, 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 no. No! No! Okay, that's attempt number 1. I should have had my items more ready, should have paid attention, so I do have an elixir at the top. Noted. Now, please let me join further on. Please. Enter together. Okay, so I can start at the 30th seed. So, like, I can skip the first 20 fights. That's okay, I'm fine with that. The only advantage to this is that I have more MP than I did at this point. That's basically it. Disadvantage, I have to fight these enemies again. Another advantage, I do get experience again. Like I said, you don't technically die. You don't lose the experience if you lose a match. As you can tell by Doddle's level up right there. So, again, gonna fight through. I'm gonna make you guys sit through. Actually, I think I'll cut ahead to Cloud and Leon again. Okay, I'm back with Cloud and Leon. This time I'm going to attack Cloud first. Of course, got to get that arrow up. Or stop could actually be... didn't last too long. So I'll attack Cloud first. He is weaker. Technically, although he does more damage. Here we go, keep it going good. I think Goofy actually gave me more magic. Anyway, here we go, here's his powerful attack. And this gives me a chance to show Super Glide. If I think it's equipped. Basically it's glide, but you glide around faster. Okay, and come on, Cloud, play nice, play nice, play nice. You're almost down, you're almost down. And I should cure, I'm curing. Okay, playing it safe. And keeping an eye on my health is very important. Okay, Cloud's down. Oh, okay. Now time for Leon. And I have enough magic to do that. Cool. Thank goodness Yuffie isn't here as well. Imagine how hard that would be. They probably thought, nah, that's a bit too mean. So let's avoid that. Heal. And it's okay using an elixir, I think. I have quite a few. I have more than enough for the final boss. And the final boss, I still think it'll be decently tough. Judging by how much damage these guys are doing. Come on, there we go. Oh, nice cure from Donald there. Goofy's really helping with the MP gift as well. Wow. So, Sora obtains a new keychain. We get Lionheart for defeating those two. We are now into the last few stages of the cup. And I don't think we've seen this setting before. This one is, I say unique to the Hades Cup, although we will see it in that mysterious other fight that is actually unlocked already for us. That I've teased before. Anyway, back to the items. So, next on the list of items is in Monstro. It is the Grand Ghost that you can find in the stomach, I think it is, where we fought the Parasite Cage for the second time. And a trick to that is simply giving it items as opposed to attacking it. And an elixir will practically guarantee you, I'm pretty sure just doing an elixir successfully will guarantee that you get at least one. And after using an elixir, if you use either another elixir or 2 high potions, which is a bit harder because of time constraints, then it'll give you another 2 frost stones. So that's pretty easy to get as long as you're close enough. As always, arrow can help, although it's a bit risky that it could end up hurting it. And by hurting I mean healing it and doing worse than you wanted to. Anyway, next up is Atlantica as a slash deep jungle yet again. That is the pink Agaricus, and that is recommended to fight in deep jungle actually, and it has a very specific method to attacking it. So what you want is you want Hurricane Blast and Ragnarok both equipped. You want Arrow, or its upgrade, and Stop on your quick customize menu, as you can see in the bottom left there, except I have Thunder instead of Stop. And you also want to make sure that your party members are customized so they won't attack, as they reduce the amount of hits that actually counts towards the pink Agaricus. Now, of course, there are 3 white mushrooms that will spawn in the area, and you have to use Stop on each of them. After using Stop on each of them, the pink Agaricus will spawn. And depending on if you defeated Sabor right near the beginning of Deep Jungle, there may or may not be a hole in the floor. It will drop through that hole in the floor, although it really doesn't make a difference when fighting it. Just so... Oh, Combo Plus! That's really good, and I've been waiting the whole game to see that. Anyway, it doesn't make a difference to fighting it, but in case you go into the main building and wonder why it isn't there. Oh, by the way, it spawns in between the deep sea cavern in Atlantica and the area where you can access Triton's Palace and Ariel's Grotto. I can't remember the names around there, sorry. And in the cabin that's at the peak of the deep jungle world. Anyway, so what you do then is you cast Arrow on yourself, you target the head by the way, you jump towards it slightly, casting Stop, then you use Ragnarok, and you hold off on using Ragnarok for a second, from using Impact with Ragnarok for a second, as that will allow you to inflict more hits, as it releases more magic sparks that'll fly through the air. Then you do aerial combos while Ragnarok is still going off. Once that's finished, you do Ragnarok again, rinse and repeat, and then it'll start moving again, and you'll watch all the points count up. I believe you need a minimum of 40 in order to get the Serenity Power, which is the item that it drops. However, there is another item it drops, the Prime Cap I believe it's called, which it only drops at 100 hits. Now, it's not required in the game, although it might be required for a trophy. Anyway, it's as if we're back in the end of the world, and I can imagine like someone coming here before even going to the end of the world, and they've done a bit of grinding because they thought this was tough, and then they come across Invisibles and Angel Stars and get destroyed by them. I can imagine that, and it makes me laugh. Anyway, we're almost done. We're making our way to the end. I'm not sure what seed we're on, but I'm pretty sure we are coming up against the boss.
Yo, hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead, nice to see you. Hey, guess what? I got a place for you.
We have to fight Hades, and this one ain't easy. Hades is the toughest fight in the Hades Cup, even though he's not the first seed. I'll get into why that sucks later. But he's the reason why you should fear doing the Hades Cup. He is not easy. And this is his desperation move, his DM. If you can jump over these, although really your best choice is to super glide around alongside it. And you can stun him with his own fireballs he launches at you. But if you take a look up at the health bar, this is a good time to note health bars for very tough opponents. As you can see, it's only now just going back down. That's because Hades had a lot more health than what's actually programmed to appear. Oh, he's turning the other way. That's not fair. Come on, come on. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Having fun yet? Yeah, I am. If I can defeat you without dying, that would mean so much to me, Hades. And Goofy's really helping me out. Second Wind is very helpful once you have MP Gift on. Goofy gives magic to both you and Donald. Donald heals you. It's just great all around. And that arrow really makes deflecting those fireballs easy. As you can tell though, you have to be decent at dodging this attack, unlike that. And you have to be able to take a few hits. So that's why it's recommended, like that's why this boss fight's hard. It's a big test of endurance as well. When he's going into the middle, I will heal. Heal. Heal again. Heal again. Okay, there we go. Using those invulnerability frames. Oh, he's cooled down. He's cooled down. Go, go, go. Wail on him, Sora. Oh no, he's heating up again. And Arrow Gar really makes a difference. Wow. Yeah, Hades, so much fun. Can you just die now? Anyway, that's really all there is to Hades, so back to items. Next up is Hollow Bastion. Not Hollow Bastion, wow, I skipped 2 words there. Halloween Town. I've mixed up the names for those so much, or at least in my own time, when I've been planning through some of this. Please, 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 don't go in the middle. 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 Come on. Come on. No! No, you would. You would, Hades. Of course you would. Hades, you suck. Die. There we go. That is happening, Hades. And we don't get fire leveled up because that's already happened.
What are you doing? Stop! Hey guys, get away from me! Oh, come on!
We attain the power of stars, gravity has been upgraded, and we get Ansem's Report 8, which I somehow glossed over in one of the previous episodes. Don't know how I did that. That all we get a duplicate of it? I don't know. That trophy that did pop up, I believe that appears for fulfilling all of the story entries, or the Chronicles entries, in Jiminy's journal. Now that we've defeated Hades, that'll put an end to the Olympus Coliseum section, I think. So, anyway, Halloween Town. It is the chimera that spawns where Oogie's Manor used to be, after fighting a few waves of White Knights. It drops the Blazing Stone, which you actually do need a few of. And the recommended way, so first off you do have to deplete 1 green bar of health. And then just before that's gone, I recommend you cast Arrow on yourself. And then just keep attacking it. Try and stay above its head as its 3 heads will pop out. Arrow will naturally reflect them. And reflecting enough of them will give you the materials. Also, if you reflect enough of them, and the last hit you do to him is a reflection of the head, of one of the heads, he will drop another material. And we have another Stealth Sneak, or whatever it's called here. And I feel like there's 2 of them, but I guess not. But we do have Invisibles alongside. How fitting, Invisibles and a Stealth Sneak. So you're invulnerable for a little bit, so let's not focus on that invisible because it's invisible and actually invulnerable doing its DM. There we go. Okay, attack it now. Go, go, go. Worth noting actually, I don't think I've been able to note it before. Spells like Arrow do not carry over into the next fights, if you couldn't guess already. Here we go. So, this one we have 3 white mushrooms. They only have blizzard, fire and thunder spells. No point fighting them, you get like minuscule amount of tech points. It's just not worth it. So just hit each of them with your Keyblade to chase them away. Alternatively, you can use Thunder at the opening to make it quicker. But now we have an unknown number of both Shadows and Dark Balls, which is pretty interesting. And stop is not what I want to see on weak enemies like this, Donald. So we're just going to have to deal with all of these. And we're going to see a few of these fights with an unknown number of enemies. But we're almost there. I think it's only 3 or 4 more fights to go. 4 including this one, I think. And just destroying all of them. Again, you'll see Dark Balls are really quite annoying. Especially that attack there. In numbers, that's so hard to hit. Anyway, I think that's really all I had to mention about the Chimera. So, Neverland is next. It is the jet balloons, which drops the shiny stone, I believe. We have 2 of the stealth sneaks. Okay. This one I have found hard before. This is... When I have been playing this, like the Hades Cup before in the past, this is the last stage that killed me. So, like, don't just take this one lightly. It can be tricky. But because there are 2, thankfully, it'll transform before actually reaching 1 health. Which means it starts this attack where you can't kill it before reaching 1 health, which means that you can kill it quicker. I think. I hope. Anyway. Almost done. Now he appears. And dies actually. Nice. Sweet. Only 3 more fights, I think. Almost there, Goofy. We're almost there. 3 more fights. So we have an unknown amount of wyverns, wizards, and defenders, although the defenders aren't here quite yet. So we have the Hollow Bastion enemies minus the Dark Balls, because we just fought them a couple of rounds ago. Oh right, that was silly. I can't believe I tried using thunder on it. Magic doesn't work on these guys. There we go. Thank you, Goofy. So here's the defender. Just 1. I'm sure there's more to come. Although they're really not too bad now. Anyway, so the jet balloon, as soon as it appears, it will try and like run away. But you want to start flying and you want to cast arrow on yourself. Casting stop on it is also nice, as it does fly away from you a lot. And it will disappear after some time if you don't dispose of it quickly enough. But arrow will deflect all missile divers. You might need to recast it once during the fight. But you just want to get close enough and time your attacking so you can actually hit it. And again, make sure you have 2 treasure magnets, or at least 1 if you're going to kill it over the water to catch the items. And now we have end of the world, unknown enemies. Dark Balls, Angel Stars, and Invisibles. Oh boy, this one's fun. I think I've actually died on this one before, so I was wrong about the stealth sneaks. My bad. Anyways, this shouldn't be too... Oh yeah, this part I've died on before. I don't think I'll die this time though. Let's just cast Thunder. Or not. Thunder heals them. Or at least magic heals them, because they use magic. And Invisibles use physical. So many of them are using this attack. Gah! Oh, that's why I was bonking. Almost done. Almost done. Just a couple... Whoa! I did not think I'd been recording for this long. Wow. Anyway. So sorry, I just looked at my laptop over there. Anyway, so... The jet balloon, basically cast arrow, get right up in its face and attack it when you can and try and catch the materials, that's it. Killing it will always make it drop at least 1 material, so it's not too bad. And that's pretty much it. So Hollow Bastion, the stealth soldier which drops the spirit stone, I believe. And wow, these invisibles were actually annoying. And it'll spawn in 2 different rooms. The entrance hall that's next to the library, and also the grand hall, which is where the princesses were kept, and the final keyhole was. And basically, it's invisible. It might not appear in the first wave of enemies, but it most likely will in the second. You're most likely to find them, or actually certain to find them even, in the grand hall. Just keep attacking them, much like the stealth sneaks, except smaller, faster. And you should be fine, they always drop it upon dying. We have the final fight in the Hades Cup. The Rock Titan. This guy is colossal. And a really big letdown. He doesn't really attack. He'll stand. He'll stomp his foot. That's pretty much it. And then he'll fall down. When he falls down, this is when you want to get up on its head. And well, up on its body. And you can attack its heads, one of the two heads. Doesn't really matter which one you attack. Now the heads do stomp around a bit. And there are some small crevices that the heads actually slot into nicely. But you want to stay up here. The Rock Titan, I think, has the most health out of any boss in the game. And it has like three extra bars of health, I believe. But like, seriously, I'm doing so much damage to it. It has defense, it has health. That's basically it. Its attacks are strong, don't get me wrong. I mean, look at how much this one... Oh, I dodged it somehow, but its attacks are definitely strong. They can hurt you badly, but they're just so infrequent. Like, it just doesn't happen often enough that it's actually bad. I mean, I've already taken them out. Hades is really the tough fight of the Hades Cup. It's a shame he wasn't the last one. I will say, the Rock Titan looks way cooler in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the trailers I've seen. What? Why did Donald get it? He did nothing! Come on! Give us the cup. Here we are, we did it. Hades is in jail and he's... Oh wow, that was great. Feels really happy. Hercules is proud of us too. Sora learned Trinity Limit. That is yet another strong attack. Much like Ragnarok and all of those, if I can take a look at it. It costs 5, I think. No, just 1? Really? Wow. So, it uses a lot, all of your MP. But all of that MP is built up into stronger attacks, and it's so strong. Anyway, what did we get from that? We got a few things. We got the Lionheart Keyblade, +1 magic, but it lowers my strength a little bit. Donald didn't get anything, I don't think. No. But Goofy got the Genji shield, which is just worse than what we already had. Thanks to... I don't even know where we got those two. I think it was chests in the end of the world. But if we talk to Phil after that, after beating the Hades Cup, we have another set of question marks. Now, this is yet another strong boss fight I'm not going to attempt into a bonus episode, but we have the Hades Cup Championship Trophy, and with that, we have conquered most of the Olympus Coliseum, except 2 boss fights, as hinted at those question marks. Next time, though, we take the fight to Ansem, and we find out more about Kingdom Hearts, the door to darkness, the door to light, and just the realm of darkness in general. Our journey's finally going to come to an end. See you guys next time, everybody. This has been Spiraling Helix. Bye-bye.